Coming up here on Mountain News this morning, Eastern Kentucky first responders spend the holiday weekend helping people affected by severe weather. And one Eastern Kentucky boy helps out neighbors in need as the cleanup continues in our region.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you again. It's Monday and it's 6:32. I'm Dakota Makris and it's January 3rd and Mother Nature is already saying, you know, here it is. Here's 2022. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at the forecast. Brandon, you're shaking your eye. Listen, I felt sorry for y'all this weekend. I felt so sorry for y'all, and I was praying for you. I was like, you know, hey.
It was a mess.
It was a mess.
I feel like I've literally had no downtime since Friday because, of course, we entered severe weather day on Friday, and then we're still in it this morning. Hopefully, we'll be able to let it go around 9 o'clock, but still, it's just a rough situation the last 72 hours.
You know how we've been complaining in December how it's been so warm?
Yes.
Mother Nature said, watch this.
Flip that switch. Right there you go.
Literally.
All right, let's get into the forecast this morning as we see those colder temperatures leading to some snow in those eastern counties, but it is starting to move out. I've gotten reports so far that it's actually stopped in some areas this morning, so I expect to see some of those winter weather advisories getting ready to go down there in those western counties in a little bit. We'll see how that gets handled in a little bit, keeping an eye on the Weather Service chat. But again, not a whole lot to tell you about in the western counties, but still a bit of snow in those eastern counties, so watch out for that. Winter weather alerts continue this morning. Winter weather advisory till 8 for the counties of Kentucky and purple. West Virginia until 11 there from Logan and Mingo counties. Winter storm warnings until 8 for Pike, Letcher, Harlan, and Bell counties, and until 10 for Claiborne County, Tennessee, and all of Southwest Virginia, our counties over there. Taking a look at conditions across the region this morning, 20s and 30s, but those temperatures will drop probably through about 9 o'clock before they start to head back up. And look at this, from this time yesterday, 25 to 30 degrees colder basically across our entire region. What a crazy ride we've been on the last few days. Some snow this morning. We'll wrap up to sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures get above freezing. So we could have some snow melt today. And if that refreezes overnight, slick spots again possible tomorrow morning. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, Kentucky State Highway 2024 is closed indefinitely over in Owsley County due to flood damage. The closing is at mile point 2.6 after the bridge crossing Indian Creek took severe damage. Transportation Cabinet personnel are planning to build a temporary low water crossing once the creek subsides. Now, there is no alternative route, and officials say around 175 cars use that bridge. The location is just south of Grassy Branch Road in the Ricetown community. Kentucky 195 in Pike County is closed for up to 2 days. The closure is between mile points 4.5 and 5 near Kentucky 611 and Bowling Fork Road. And KYTC crews anticipate removing the fallen rocks could take up to 2 days. Officials urge everyone to use caution near the rock slide. Now, a list of all the road closings in our area can be found on our website at WYMT.com. Pike County was hit hard by the rainfall this past weekend. Now, with many roads and areas underwater through the day, and areas like Chloe Road seeing a familiar issue. A mudslide closed both lanes of the Pikeville Road as Kentucky Transportation Cabinet crews worked to clear the debris. Now, the area is just past the elementary school, and anyone traveling that road is asked to be cautious, even if the road is clear. Pikeville Fire Department posted these pictures on its Facebook page. Members of the Swiftwater Rescue Team responded to the Big Creek area to help those in need. Now, as you can see here, the flooding waters were high enough to reach their waists. Members went door to door to make sure people were taken out of their homes safely. Pike County Emergency Management has begun damage assessments after Saturday's storms. Now, it is beginning in the Belfry area to assess the amount of damage done and to people's homes and property. After emergency management is finished in Belfry, well, it is going over to move to the Big Creek area. Now, if your home was flooded, you are asked to call 606-432-0210. First responders in Floyd County spent the weekend clearing roads and rescuing those in need when an impassable road on Kentucky 1426 near Harold was met with a couple of stalled cars. Yeah, right there's not what you're supposed to do. Volunteer firefighters from Betsy Lane and Allen showed up to lend a hand. Crews were able to get a man and woman back to dry land after an unsuccessful attempt to make it through several feet of water, a call that was one of many, according to Sheriff John Hunt, that could be avoided with a little extra caution.
We ask that anybody not go through any high water, but it happens. We know it happens, and then one person sees one go through it, and then they get the nerve up to say they can do it, and next thing you know, we're having to go rescue somebody 100 yards out in the water that couldn't make it as good as the vehicle before them.
Well, Sheriff Hunt says there have been no known major injuries reported in the county, which he considers a blessing, and he encourages community members to stay safe and stay home as possible to keep the roads free for first responders. Well, as things get under control in Pike County, officials are preparing for whatever comes next. Community leaders in Belfry say as more information comes in, they are assessing a plan moving forward. Fire Chief Nee Jackson adds his crews have been in contact with emergency services. Now, the current objective is to assess damage.
Trying to check on folks to see if they need any housing. Most people here take care of their own. They have friends and family that they stay with until they can start the cleanup process. So
Jackson says they ask everyone to stay safe and out of harm's way during the next couple of days. With flooding in Breathitt County during the weekend, help came in from all shapes and sizes. 12-year-old Tanner Cooper saw his neighborhood in trouble. With the help of his cousin Isaac, the boys hopped on their horses and went to work. Cooper scoured the flooding for lost debris that could be saved, including one of many tires his uncle lost. Tanner's grandmother, Joanne Noble, says things have finally calmed down.
And trying to clean up the mess, and I think Tanner wants to go back, try to get that tire for his uncle if no one already took it. But yeah, other than that, yeah.
Noble says the neighborhood has appreciated Tanner's help. Well, she hopes the weather calms down so they can continue to clean up debris. Well, recently we shared a story with you about the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources recycling Christmas trees across the state. Now, the Lexington Division of Waste Management is doing its part to make the holiday even more green. The city is accepting any and all broken, tangled, or split strands of Christmas lights at several locations across the city. The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources is still collecting live trees until January 15th. Now, you can find drop-off points over on our website at WYMT.com.
.39 this morning, coming up on 6:40, and we're still tracking just a little bit of snow. It's been coming down in a lot of areas overnight. School closings and delays at the bottom of your screen and on WYMT.com as well. We're continuing to see that snow push its way out. It stopped in many areas, getting some good reports on numbers in right now. I'll try to share those with you here in a little bit, at least some of the higher totals we've seen so far. And we're going to continue to look at that moving out there this morning. Still snow covered on US 119 on top of Winesburg Pine Mountain. I'd say they've got at least 2 or 3 inches up there because it took a lot of snow to overpower that warm road up that way. You're getting a little colder this morning, air temperature and condition wise on those roads. You see those temperatures into the 20s in many areas this morning. A couple of spots holding on to 30 or just a little bit better there. 31 Ashland, Middlesboro, the warmest spots in the region. Your weather app forecast going to be one that we need to keep a close eye on for just a little while longer. Some slick roads a possibility out there, especially as those temperatures continue to drop through about mid-morning, and then they start to rebound above freezing later this afternoon. And finally, some sunshine. We need to see that as we head deeper into the day. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you so much. The time is 6:40. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. A police officer begins the new year with questions after being shot while in a slumber.